Ahora, todas las proyecciones.
Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is under pressure, and with his country suffering an economic crisis, he's blaming a US-led conspiracy for the problems.
A scenario of violence is being set up in Venezuela to justify a military foreign invasion. All of this campaign has an axis: Madrid, Miami, Washington, but it has a center of planning, execution of orders, lobbying, strength, funding. That center is located in Washington.
In a Caracas media conference, he accused the US of sending a spy plane over the country.
Our brave aerial soldiers came out to expel them from our airspace.
Told off international media for negative reports and the world's financial institutions for withholding funding. In a more than 40-minute speech, he didn't, however, find time to touch on the problems that are causing widespread discontent within the country, namely the huge queues for basic foodstuffs and medicine, the electricity blackouts which are crippling the public sector, and the violence afflicting the country's streets. They're all factors in his plummeting approval ratings and have fueled the opposition party's plan to push through a referendum to remove him this year. Opposition leader ENRIQUE Capriles himself used heated rhetoric to reject an emergency presidential decree that Maduro has granted himself to deal with economic and security problems.
If Maduro wants to implement this decree, he should start preparing the war tanks. He should take the warplanes and tanks to the streets because he will have to use force to implement it. We are not going to accept this decree. We are not accepting it.
The opposition is now marching regularly for a referendum which the president has given to understand isn't going to happen at least this year. It's a stalemate that's typical of a deeply polarised country, but with the shortages and crime just getting worse, the pressure is definitely on Nicolas Maduro. And the consensus in the huge morning queues for basic goods is that whoever is to blame, this cannot go on. John Holman, Al Jazeera, Caracas.